Hi everyone! My name is Echo and for today's video, tuturuan ko naman kayo kung paano mag-solve ng geometric and mixture problem with a step-by-step process on sample problems. So without further ado, let's move on to our presentation. So our first stop is geometric problem. So may key points tayo na dapat tandaan. First is dapat naunawa natin yung problem so we able to represent or illustrate yung problem correctly. Kasi dito gagawa tayo ng mga representations para mas ma-visualize natin yung mismong problem. And lastly, dapat alam natin yung mga formulas na gagamitin involving yung mga geometric shapes. Dito, mapapansin nyo yung iba't ibang formulas tulad ng area and perimeter involving yung mga shapes like triangle, parallelogram, rhombus, rectangle, square, trapezoid, and circle. Syempre, meron pang mga shapes na involved dito na kung saan magagamit natin sa ating sample problem. So our first problem for geometric problem, the perimeter of a small rectangular industrial lot is 140 meters, and its diagonal is 50 meters. Find the area of the land. So first thing come first is to illustrate the problem. So sabi nga dito, meron daw diagonal na 50 meters. So it is a rectangular lot. And for our given, so yun nga, yung perimeter of rectangle is 140 meters and yung ating diagonal is equal siya sa 50 meters. So ano yung pinapanap sa atin? Ang pinapanap sa atin is yung area ng mismong land. So for the formula to be used, so per perimeter of rectangle, we have 2 length plus 2 width. And for the area of rectangle, as we all know, it's length times width. And also the Pythagorean theorem because kung mapapansin nyo dito sa na-form na diagonal is that meron tayong right triangle. So, it could be nagagamit tayo ng Pythagorean theorem. So, for our solution, yun nga, perimeter ng rectangle is equal siya sa 140 is equal sa 2 length plus 2 width. So, as we all know that is divisible by 2, so let's divide it by 2, and we got 70 is equal to length plus width. So, equate lang natin yan kay length to have our first equation. Susunod, applying the Pythagorean theorem, c squared is equal sa a squared plus b squared. And as we all know that this diagonal, 50 meters, would be the c squared, and length and width would be a squared plus b squared. Applying the formula of Pythagorean theorem, w squared plus l squared is equal sa 50 squared. So, simplify lang natin. So, w squared plus L squared is equals to 25 as equation 2. So, are we going to do is to substitute equation 1 in equation 2. Substitute this equation 1 to equation 2. So, we have w squared plus quantity of 70 minus w quantity squared is equal to 25. So let's just simplify this equation and we get w squared plus 49 minus 140w plus w squared is equal to 25. So ang gagawin na natin is to combine like terms. So by combining like terms, we have 2w squared plus 49 minus 140w minus 25, and we got 2w squared minus 140w plus 24. So, this is divisible by 2. And we got w squared minus 70w plus 120. So, as we all know, we have the quadratic equation. So, para makuha natin yung roots, alam naman natin, pwede tayong gumamit ng quadratic formula and pwede rin naman natin siyang i-factor kung factorable siya. So, for our solution, finactor natin siya, we get 30 and 40 as the roots. So, if ginamit daw natin yung W1 na 30, then yung length 1 natin is equal to 40. If gagamitin naman is W2, gagawin 40, then yung L2 natin is 30. But so on, the area of rectangle is equal to 30 multiplied by 40, and our answer is equal to 120 meters squared kasi area. Our second problem for geometric problem. A triangle has a perimeter of 21 centimeter. What is the dimension of the longest side if one side is 1 centimeter more than the second, and the third is twice the first side? So, first thing come first is to illustrate the problem. So, here we are given the perimeter of the triangle, which is equivalent to 21 centimeter. So, ang pinapanap sa atin dito is yung dimension ng longest side. So, for the formula of perimeter ng triangle, it is the sum of all three sides. So, dito sinabi lang, so yung nilet natin yung unang side as x, and sabi dito, if one side is 1 centimeter more than the second, so we have x plus 1. And the third side is twice the first side daw. So, if our first side is x, so we have 2x. So, for our solution, so we let x as first side, and y as the second side, and z as our third side. So, for the formula, we have perimeter ng triangle is equal to x plus y plus z. So, ang gagawin lang natin is to substitute natin yung value na meron yung kada variable. So, first we have the 21 centimeter. So, x as x, and y, which is x plus 1. So, we have x plus 1 here, and for z, we have 2x. So, we have 21 is equal to x plus 1 plus 2x. So, just combining like terms, we got 21 is equal to 4x plus 1. So, by transposing positive 1 to the left side of the equation, so 21 minus 1, we have 20 is equal to 4x. So, we're going to divide it by 4 to have an x here. So, the value for x is 5. So, by substituting the value of x, so for the first side, we have 5 centimeter. For our second side, we have 6 centimeter. And for our third side, we have 10 centimeter. So, for the final answer, it is to find the dimension of the longest side. So, the longest side will be the 10 centimeter. The last example for geometric problem. The side of a square is 6 meters. When the sides are increased by x meters, the area of the square is doubled. Find the value of x. So for the illustration, it's been stated here that the original square has a side of 6 meters. As we all know that the principle of a square is that all the sides are equal. And here in the condition says that when the sides are increased by x meters, the area of the square is doubled. So, pinapanap sa atin yung value ni x. So, kaya meron tayo ditong area ng 2, or the new square said that the area is doubled. So, meron tayong 2a1 at meron siyang side na 6 meters plus x. And for the formula, as we all know that area of square is equal to side times side. For the solution, so A1, dahil nga area, so A1 is equal to 6 squared. Well, A2 is equal to x plus 6 squared. It says that A2 is equal to 2A1. Kasi nga daw, the area is doubled kung mag-i-increase daw ng x meters yung ating side. Kung kaya't, plugging it in yung values given to this equation, so we have x plus 6 squared is equal to 2 multiplied by 6 squared. So, simplify muna natin yung equation. And we have x squared plus 12x plus 36 is equal to 72. So, transpose lang natin yung 72 and combine like terms. So, makakuha tayo ng x squared plus 12x minus 36. So, mapapansin natin that yung equation natin is quadratic. So, gagamit tayo ng quadratic formula or factorable. Ifa-factor natin. Dahil hindi factorable yung equation natin, so, gagamit tayo ng quadratic formula. Using quadratic formula na may formulang x is equal to negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So, kunin natin yung a, b, and c. So, sa a, we have 1. Sa b, we have 12. And c, we have negative 36. Galing siya dito sa x squared plus 12x minus 36. Upon applying this or plugging it in to the formula of quadratic formula, we'll get x as 2.48 meters. Ayun yung value ng x natin ngayon. Mixture problem. The easiest way in solving this problem is to illustrate rectangle or square depicting the content of the mixture. A concrete example for this analysis is considering a 5 cubic meter mixture containing 65% alcohol and 35% gasoline. Dito, pinapakita lang na yung red rectangle is the alcohol which has 65%. And yung blue rectangle is the gasoline, which is 38%. So, pag pinagsama natin to, it would be the so-called total mixture. Na kung saan pagsasamahin or kaya man ibabawas natin. It is based on the example. Para mas lalo nating maunawaan, let's move on to our example. Para sa unang problem, how much of 75% solution of ethanol should the chemist add to 1,500 ml of 40% solution to obtain a 50% solution? So, here's an illustration. So, mapapansin nyo, dito, ang sinasabi ng problem is mag-a-add daw tayo ng 75% solution ng ethanol. So, gano'ng karaming ethanol yung idadagdag natin sa solution natin? So, nilet natin siya as X na i-combine natin sa 40% solution na merong 150 ml. So, kaya add dito. Para mag-obtain daw natin or makakuha tayo ng 50% solution. So, if going to have an algebra here, so, nilet natin yung 40% solution to 0.4 times natin sa 1,500 plus yung 75%, so 0.75 times x is equal to 0.5, then yung combination nitong dalawa. So, 150 plus yung x. Combine like terms lang natin. So, makakuha tayo ng 600 plus 0.75x is equal to 750 plus 0.5x. And then, makakuha tayo ng 0.25x is equal to 150. Divide lang natin both sides by 0.25 and we will get 600 ml as the value for ethanol. Para sa huling parte ng ating mixture problem, how many grams of nickel must be removed from 1,500 grams of alloy having 5% nickel to make an alloy having 2% nickel? So, here's an illustration. So, sinasabi lang dito, gaano daw karaming nickel. So, we let nickel as X. Gaano daw karaming nickel, yung tatanggalin natin sa solution na may 5% nickel and alloy. So, 1,500 grams yung dami nun. Para magkaroon daw tayo ng 2% nickel and alloy mixture. So, having it in an algebra or mathematical solution, we have 0.05 multiplied by 1,500 minus 1 dahil 100% nga to na nickel times x is equal to 0.02 times 1,500 minus x. Multiply lang natin yung mga naka-parenthesis. Then we will get 75 minus x is equal to 30 minus 0.02x. Combine like terms, we have 45 is equal to 0.98x and divide both sides by 0.98 and we'll get x is equal to 45.92 grams. So, itong nakuha natin na value, ito daw yung gadami ng nickel na alisin natin sa buong mixture ng nickel alloy. Thank you for watching and I hope you guys that you all learn.